welcome to another episode of Sit and Spin with me, your host, Joe Royland. Today on the show, it's a music movie, Blu-ray Bonanza. That's right, we're talking about the long-awaited debut of 4 music-related flicks, classics in my book, that have finally made it onto their way on Blu-ray, which I'm quite psyched about. Most of these movies are from the 90s, one from the 80s, but 2 actually from the 80s. We'll get to that later. But anyway, let's start off, which was probably one that's the best out of the bunch. Maybe not the best movie, they're all great to me, but just the best as far as what's on it. And that would be Singles from 1992, Cameron Crowe's film starring Bridget Fonda, Campbell Scott, Kira Sedgwick, and Matt Dillon, amongst others, including several people from the Seattle music scene, because it capsulizes pretty much the Seattle music scene of the early 90s. So there's little appearances from guys from Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and Pearl Jam, as well as a bunch of other people. It also, as well as the movie sounding and looking better than ever, it features tons of extras that were not on the original DVD release, including a gag reel, complete live musical performances of Soundgarden's Birth Ritual, as well as Alice in Chains' It Ain't Like That, and Wood, and 51 minutes of deleted scenes, including a whole 16-minute subplot involving Bridget Fonda's character of Janet and her doctor, Bill Pullman, played by Bill Pullman. And this was a movie that, like, I was this age when this movie came out, so it was a perfect movie for me. Like, early 20s when this was going on, I lived this movie pretty much. So it holds the near and dear spots in my heart. Great soundtrack, playing in the background, Paul Westerberg. But Singles, next up, from 1995, another movie I lived, Empire Records, which tells the fictional subplot of a bunch of people working in a fictional record store called Empire Records. This is the theatrical cut of the film, even though the picture is actually from the, if you look at the DVD, the special fan edition, the fan edition, they changed the cover to blue. The original one was like a white or yellow, I think, but this is the theatrical cut, which in my opinion is actually, even though the fan remix has extra footage, kind of bogs the movie down in places. It's kind of cool to see that stuff. It's kind of too bad they couldn't put both versions on here, but if I had to make my choice, I appreciate the fact that they used the theatrical version. Not a ton of special features on this, but pretty much everything that was on the original DVD, or the remix DVD, which includes 4 deleted scenes, 3 music videos for Guar, 2 for Guar, and 1 for Rex Manning Day. We were talking about it last week. And I think shorter runtimes works better, but still great, still worth picking up. All these movies are really cheap too, by the way, so it's great to finally have them out on Blu-ray at a cheap price. But if you don't have the fan edition remix DVD, or if you do have it, you may want to hold on to it instead of getting rid of it when you get the Blu-ray, but both are worth having. Next up on the list, from 1999, Detroit Rock City, which is a fun little romp film. If you're a Kiss fan, you've probably seen it. If you're not, it's still a fun little movie. It takes place in the late 70s at the height of Kiss's popularity, where 4 friends, played by Edward Furlong, Sam Huntington, Giuseppe Andrews, and James DeBello, as they try to get to see their musical idols live in concert and all the craziness and hijinks that ensue trying to make that happen. No new features on this Blu-ray as well, but all of the original features from the DVD, and there were tons of them, including deleted scenes, commentaries by the director, the cast, and Kiss themselves, interviews, and music videos. All that stuff has been ported over onto the Blu-ray release, and again, sounding and looking better than ever. And I don't care what anybody says, this is a cool movie. It's a fun little flick. Detroit Rock City from 1999. And last, but certainly not least, Eddie and the Cruisers 1 and 2. 2-pack movie, 2 for the price of 1 movie. Of course, Eddie and the Cruisers was originally out in 1983. Eddie and the Cruisers 2 came out in 1989. The sequel, a lot of people didn't even see it, but it's good. Maybe not as good as the original, but I like it. It actually has the definition of the term not bad I stole from this movie, which is great, which would be basically Eddie Wilson says, hey, if you were in a club and you were playing, I'd enjoy being there, but then I'd go home and forget all about it. That's not bad. Well, the movie's better than not bad, and especially the original Eddie and the Cruisers Stone Cold classic, of course, featuring Michael Pare in the starring role of Eddie Wilson and the music of John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band for both flicks. Unfortunately, there's actually no extra special features on this DVD. I guess they considered having both movies on one disc special feature enough, which is a shame because this is put out by Shout Factory, who are kind of known for doing movies full of special features for their editions of the film. That's kind of their thing, but I don't know, maybe there just wasn't anything around, they couldn't find anything in the vaults, but regardless, it's still great to finally have both of these movies on the Blu-ray. The original, of course, kind of bombed when it first came out of the box office, but then found cult classic following when it first debuted on HBO back in the day. But Eddie and the Cruisers, 1 and 2, and that is our show for today. If you don't have a Blu-ray player, sorry, maybe this was bored for you. I don't care. I need something to talk about. It has been a long day. I'm done rambling. And, of course, this Saturday, by the time you see this, which is probably in there Friday night, the next day, this coming Saturday, April 18th, is going to be this year's Record Store Day for 2015. So make sure you get to a record store near you and check out all the cool, exciting things going on, plus all the exclusive releases that are only going to be available that day. Well, that weekend, really. But we'll talk more about Record Store Day and do a little special feature on that, as we always do. And we will catch you next time on Sit and Spin. Hopefully you're catching my friend Scott over at Righteous Vinyl. He'll be with me at Record Store Day, as well as the Riff of the Day guys. And we will catch you next time on Sit and Spin. Don't know what we're going to be talking about then, but tune in to find out. We'll see you then. Hey, one more thing I almost forgot to mention. I can't believe I did this. In regards to the movie Singles and Record Store Day, there is another tie-in. This Record Store Day, one of the exclusive things that's going to be available is, in the movie, Matt Dillon has a band called Citizen Dick, which is pretty much him and the members of Pearl Jam. And they had a single out they played in the movie that wasn't on the soundtrack called Touch Me, I'm Dick. That is finally going to be available as a limited edition 45. Citizen Dick, I forget what the B-side is going to be, but it's Touch Me, I'm Dick. It's going to be out. I'm wicked psyched for that. That's one of the exclusives I'm going to be looking for. But that will be out this Record Store Day, and I can't believe I forgot to tell you about it. That's it! Hopefully I'll see you guys at Record Store Day someplace. That's it for me. See ya. Bye.